Morning, good morning. It is Thursday, July 29th. I apologize. I missed everyone yesterday. We have to recertify in CPR every 2 years, and the whole CPR AED first aid thing. So it's many videos, a lot of notes, and some kneeling on the floor and showing that you can do compressions and tell people not to touch the body if you have to use AED to keep people safe. So feeling good about that recertification. Here we are. The admin team has moved our meeting from 9 to 8:30 because we have many things to do as we approach the beginning of the year. So we're going to do one now. And for anybody who can't be here, because I know this is much earlier than usual, I'll be back at 12:30 today. In fact, we're going to do this, set an alarm for 12:20 p.m.
Your alarm is set for 12:20 p.m.
Siri's got me all set to remind me so I don't forget. And we'll come back in case you're watching this after the fact and have some questions, and maybe during your lunch hour you can hop in and join us, trying something new for funsies. In any case, a few announcements right off the bat. If you've got questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. This morning's probably going to be a little bit shorter than normal, just so I can move to another and make it set up for our meeting. The first reminder from Miss Barnes, she wants to remind everybody about the ACT and SAT practice tests and prep sessions. You can find all of that information on the website. In fact, a lot of the things we're going to talk about right now, if you go to the main page of the website, there's a green banner at the top that has important links. On those, I'm just going to read them because all the updates are right here. Senior kickoff next Wednesday, August 4th. Yeah, that's right. Senior kickoff is next Thursday, August 4th in the morning. The parking Facebook Live / YouTube, we're not sure which one we're going to do. The parking raffle will happen in the afternoon after senior kickoff. So kids will be able to leave here, go home, and hop into senior kickoff or hop into the parking lottery. We have the SAT, ACT practice and prep sessions. We have the PSAT signups on here. If your student would like to take the PSAT, that's students in 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. Really, most 12th graders don't take it. 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, you can sign up for that. An important note there, big asterisk, is if your student needs to take that with accommodations, if you receive accommodations, extended time, separate setting, read aloud, things like that, you need to have your information in by Monday, August the 2nd, because we have to have extra time to send your accommodations to the College Board for those to get approved. We don't get to approve those locally. Parking, all parking applications for juniors and seniors are due tomorrow at 8 a.m. We're going to close the form tomorrow at 8 a.m. I highly recommend just try to put it in today by 1 p.m. That way, if you have any problem at all, you still have time to try and catch one of us while we're still in the building today. So parking, the deadline to put all that stuff in is coming up quick tomorrow, 8 a.m. And then a big date that's actually not on here, Thursday, August 19th will be our student walkthrough / open house. We used to do an informal walkthrough where you could just walk around, but teachers weren't doing sessions, and we've sort of shifted that around. Instead of having two separate events in the first month of school, we just have the one before school where students get a chance to walk around, see their schedule, and meet the teachers. It is not a time for parent conferences. It certainly is a time if you want to say, hey, I'd like to set up a time with you to introduce yourself, that'd be great. But all the teachers are going to be trying to see 180 students, 180 families, so they're not going to have time to just chat about any one particular student at that event. That will be in the afternoon. Let me look on the master calendar and see what time we have that blocked off. July, August 19th, student walkthrough is going to be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then the DMCA open house is at 6 p.m. following that. Okay, then there's two things that are not like date specific or detail specific, but it's time to start talking about them. Also, if you're here, I see that there's 9 of you. If anybody can put something in the chat, just so that I know the chat is working. We have had some issues with the chat not working recently. So If somebody could just drop a hello in the chat so I know that we have that option working the right way, that would be helpful. Okay, so here we go. We have been doing this show for 1 year and about a month. I just got the 1 year notification on Facebook not too long ago. And a year ago, we were, let's think about it. In July of 2020, you know, like I did some videos here in the building and I wasn't wearing a mask back then. It was pre-mask mandate in the building. And then the mask mandates came. And then it became, you saw some episodes where I would bring special guests on, but like I had to leave and they had to come in and we had to close the door so they could take their mask off and do this. That's what I'm doing right now. My door is closed. I'm in here by myself. It is, hey, thank you so much. Good morning to you as well for everybody. Special shout out to the summer learning teachers. That's an excellent point. We've got some teachers that have been here all summer working with our 100 or so kids. The bottom line is this. We know that there's a lot of change and shift happening out there. CDC has changed some stuff. Governor Cooper's made some statements. The school board is expected to announce things soon. They have a meeting on Tuesday, August 3rd. The bottom line is this. We are starting school differently than last year, but not the same as 2 years ago. We are starting school. We're going to be bringing 2,300 kids back on campus. We have right at about 150 students in the virtual academy. And we are coming back to school with over 2,000 kids in the building, and COVID is still a very real thing. COVID-19 is still out there. Numbers due to the Delta variant are rising. Wake County so far tends to lag behind other districts in terms of how quickly those numbers happen. But we don't avoid it. We just get there later. So now's the time to remember that we are all coming back here with a lot of health and safety stuff that still matters. The big thing that I want parents to start hearing now is that if your child has symptoms, if they're sneezy and coughy, like if they're coughing and have a lot of sneezes, we're probably going to send them home. The list of symptoms is very specific. If you come to me and say, hey, I've got a really bad headache, we're going to ask you to go home and get tested. If you come to me and say, my throat hurts, I got this really sore throat, it hurts to talk, even if I just have a mildly sore throat, a lot of the time, like if a student tells us or a student is identified as being symptomatic, then we are going to send them home and ask them to be tested. There are some changes to the quarantining procedures, which we will go over in these meetings as we get closer to school and those details get ironed out. But I just want to say it now, we're not coming back to a normal school year. I would argue that there's no such thing as a normal school year. There are school years that are more traditional than others. And this is still a very non-traditional time that we're in. So yeah, just everybody's got to be on the same team if we want kids to be in this building as much as we all want them to be. That's going to take a lot of us making sure that we're all doing our part to stay safe. Now to some questions. Love the earlier time. Let's talk about that. I can't put polls in here, I don't think, but quick poll, if you're in here and can do the chat, and we'll do the same thing at 12:30. If you would just type in what time is better, I mean, feasibly during the school year, I can start this as early as 7:45. 8 would be the safest. But yeah, just let me know in the chat, is 8 better than 8:30? Is 12:30 better than 8:30? Is 12:30 better than all of them? Is 1 better? I don't know. But alternate times, I'm certainly open to. I would love for more people to be able to be here with us to ask their questions. When will the off-campus lunch form be available? I'm going to ask that question in my AP meeting in 22 minutes. So I'm hoping it's pretty easy to update. It's just not updated. With any luck, we'll be able to update it and get it online by the end of the day tomorrow for sure. I am going to go. So again, if you're here and you've got questions, feel free to throw those in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and go through the Google form questions. Whew. Okay, yesterday was the 28th, which means we last did this on the 21st, and I would have answered any questions before 9. So, okay. 8:56. Maybe I didn't see that one. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to answer that's on here is when will the website be updated with new counselor and administrator assignments? So that is updated. I'm going to bump that to the front page today. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link in here. This is the student homepage, and on the student homepage, there's a drop down when you first load it that literally says find your counselor. That's that link right there. The counseling assignments have changed. I'll get that put on the front page of the website here in just a little bit. For parents that can't make the info session for Cats Camp, will it be recorded and posted anywhere? Normally I would say no, but we are in a new world of recording things. So let me work on that with our Cats Camp coordinator, Ms. Wells, and see if we can't get some worked out. That's a really clever idea. Reminder, Cats Camp is next week. If you haven't signed up, please sign up on the website. I will go ahead and put a link to that too. Do I have it at the top of the webpage? Why is this taking so long to load? Here we go. Wow, that is a long URL. I apologize for everybody on a mobile device who's about to see this link. Cats Camp sign up. No, Cats Camp is not virtual. That's a good point to clarify. Cats Camp, yeah. Oh, well, okay, I'll go back in a minute. Cats Camp is not virtual, but because we've learned a lot over the last year, it might be a totally feasible option to record an in-person session differently than we have in the past. So I'll work on that with Ms. Wells. I don't know if we'll be able to pull it off in a week, but there might even be a chance we could live stream it the same way and record it or something. We'll work on it, but I think that's a really great idea. And then student service, not in student services. So student services has their own website, which we're getting ready to transition back onto the main server for Millbrook. And we're working on having Mr. Flowers get that updated for us. So yes, I know that's confusing. The counselors have brought it up to me. I just don't have rights to edit that page. Okay, next question on the Google form. Ooh, they're popping in right now. The link to the application for junior senior parking doesn't work. Okay, let me do the trick and share the link for the trick. One thing it might be is your student does have to be logged in to their Wake ID in order for the parking form and application to work. So if you're not logged in there, it's not going to open for you. So please make sure your student gets in. I highly recommend using Chrome. Go to Wake ID, log in, and open your Google Drive. It's really important your Google Drive is open because that's how the authentication checks. And then go to the website and click the link. That should solve that problem for you. But good question. That you're not the only one that has happened to. We've had many people in the same boat. What time does the August 19th walkthrough start? It's going to start at 4 p.m. and we're not going to open the doors early. We did that a couple years ago and it was not good. It's just not a good situation. So it'll be 4 to 6. We'll open the doors at like 3:55. So the doors will not be open if you plan to go earlier than the 4 p.m. scheduled time. Will students get an email confirming if they get a parking spot if they miss the live that it'll be announced on? They probably won't get an email, but they'll be able to watch the live video because it'll record and we'll post that back on the website so students can walk through and find that. And I'll try and get a list from Mr. Ship that we can post somewhere, maybe with student numbers so students can look for their number. But I'll have to ask him how that confirmation will work. When will the ACT be offered and when do students need to sign up? The ACT is offered and this is the ACT, the big full ACT, which is a college admission exam. It is paid for in the state of North Carolina for every single junior to take it. And that happens towards the end of February. I don't believe you can sign up to take that administration. You have to be in 11th grade. Now, if you would like to take the ACT and you're not in 11th grade, or you are in the 11th grade and you'd like to take it again, you can go to the ACT.org and find other testing times around the county and sign up there. But the free one is offered to juniors and it'll be at the end of February, and you won't even have to sign up. You're just expected to sort of take it. Will all students receive laptops this fall? Oh, Lord, y'all. Tuesday, they said, hey, Mr. Patton, some laptops are here. I was like, okay, great, let's go look. 13 pallets later, not even a joke, there are 1,871 Chromebooks sitting in the media center. So our understanding is that yes, every student will be eligible to receive a laptop. They don't have to. So we're not going to go to classes and assign them and say, here's your laptop, you have to have this. But we are going to have the opportunity for any student who needs one to come pick that up. Now, there's some caveats in that. Students that already have a WCPSS Chromebook that is a Lenovo 300E, they have theirs. They will keep that one. Students who have a current Wake County Chromebook, but it's an HP device, they will come and swap those out. Anybody who hasn't gotten a WCPSS device that does want one is eligible to come get one of those. There is an agreement form that we are going to have parents sign. So there's a lot of information about a process that we haven't designed yet because the computers literally showed up on Tuesday. If a student brings their own device, will said device be able to connect to the WCPSS network? Yes. We have both a student BYOD network and a WCPSS guest network that students can hop onto. What filters are in place on the school and or network to keep, why can't I read that? Hold on, this is hard. There's 3 questions in the one text box. I think I get the gist of the question though. Or what filters are in place to maybe keep, there's a 4th question, so I'm glad I did this, to keep students from watching Hulu, Netflix, Paramount. So part of the reason that we use Chromebooks and not PCs when we send them home is because of the filtering options that are available. I cannot remember the name of the filter that we use, but as soon as students log into their Wake ID account, for students that had a computer last year, you might remember this thing called Zscaler. It asks you to, once you sign into Wake County, you would have to sign into this other thing. We don't use Zscaler anymore. We've moved to a different filtering system that is built into Wake ID. So as soon as students log in, the filtering system is active. And that's a requirement for federal money that we get through E-Rate that sort of helps purchase our internet and connectivity. We're required to have filters that keep students safe. In general, streaming is pretty limited on student devices. Hulu's not going to work because it's going to have a bunch of commercials that are going to ping. But in general, the filters shouldn't allow that streaming as long as it's on our Wi-Fi. The filtering is built into the computer once a student logs in via Wake ID, but there are some differences if they're on school, like school Wake County Wi-Fi versus their home Wi-Fi. Question number 4, Sola or Starbucks? Wow. That is an outstanding question. It has been when I first moved back to Raleigh, I had to live with my mom as we tried to sell our house at the beach. And it was right down the road from Sola. And man, I haven't been there in a while, but they had a cortado that was out of this world. I'm a pretty cheap date when it comes to coffee. I accept coffee in all sorts. So just in case anybody else wanted to know that, I am an all-day coffee drinker. All righty, next question. I can't find any info on women's tennis tryouts. Interesting. Coach Davis sent me some stuff about that. If you can email me, if you're watching this and you can't find the info on women's tennis and you haven't gotten it yet, shoot me an email, cpatton2@wcpss.net, or email Coach Davis directly, cjdavis@wcpss.net, and he can get you set up with that. Does the parking pass application require a notary this year? I don't think so, but don't quote me on that. Let's go look. I don't think so. I think you just submit your documentation. And the whole thing's done via a Google form. And I don't see the word notary in the document. So for now, I'm going to say no. And then the last question on here, I need a specific IB exam score. He wasn't an IB student, but did take the exam. If you're watching this, go ahead and email me that, and I can get with Mr. Barron. We can give that score. Not a problem. Will AP summer assignments be the same for Virtual Academy and in person? Ooh, what a curveball on that question. The AP summer assignments are for students at Millbrook High School. I don't know that we have any Millbrook High School teachers teaching Virtual Academy sections at this point. That's not entirely true. Some weird HR stuff with that. For now, I'm going to say yes, but I need to ask. That's a real good question. It's a very good question. Looks like the parking form is a Google form, and you can just fill it. Yeah, I think that's right. Can I submit a screenshot of registration renewal email for one of the vehicles for parking if we have not yet received the renewal in the mail? Yeah, I would, and I think that should cover it. You might want to email Mr. Ship directly, SSHIPP. It's the word ship with an S and a P on each end of it. But if you email him directly, just to say, hey, we've submitted everything, but here's the expired one, the renewal screenshot, the new one's not here yet, we can't submit it. That should be fine. Cool deal. I've got to get ready for this other meeting, but we will be back with you at 12:30 in the event. Feel free to come back if you have any new questions between now and then. If you know that you have friends who normally watch this after the fact and might not check it until later, but you're like, oh, they might be at lunch, go ahead and tell them. I'd love to see if we can get a different crowd at lunch. This has been a really fun experiment in connecting with and communicating with all the families that we know and love. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day and stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Here we are. Well, Miss King has a
welcome.
Oh yeah, Miss King is going to come say hello to everybody.
Is anybody online?
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, goodness gracious. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Millbrook High School and this unusual Facebook Live on a Thursday. Thank you, Charles, for continuing to do this for us. We're all anxiously getting ready to open school to be as normal as we possibly can be. It's not going to be all that normal, but we're going to mimic normalcy. We are going to have a major change in guidance counselors for every student on campus. The reason we have readjusted the counselors' assignments by alphabet is we got an additional person this year. They've allotted us that based on enrollment. And so we had to move all of the alphabet letters to equitably distribute students. So you are welcome to, when will we have that online?
It is online on the main website. It's not on the Student Services website because I don't edit that.
Okay, so if you will go to Millbrook's website, it's already posted there.
I'll put a link in the chat in just a second.
Oh, thank you. And so if you have a question for your counselor will be different. And I know that's disappointing for those of you who've spent years bonding with a person or two, but you're going to love your new person as well. It just will take a little bit of time. We're working on schedules right now. It has been a beast because we still have about 140 students who we have to schedule for Virtual Academy and then 2,200 for face-to-face instruction at Millbrook. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're paying attention. And I know Charles is recording this, but find out who your new counselor is. And if you want to reach out to him or her, they actually don't come back until the 17th. But Ms. Levin is here and Ms. Geyer has been here. And then our new counselor is Ms. Ashford. So thank you again for paying attention and tell all your friends to get the information. Take care.
It seems worth just going over the counselor stuff real quick. So since we're here and we're still rolling, I'm just going to run through it and I'll put the link here right now. So let me get to it. Students, find your counselor. I'm going to move this link to the front page of the website in the next 15 minutes. So it goes like this. If your last name starts with A, all the way through the letters CE, your counselor is going to be Shantae Adams, and you're going to work with Dwayne Flowers. Students with the last name CH through GI, that's going to be Miss Ashburn, our brand new member of the student services team. Again, working with Mr. Flowers as well. He's doing a lot to help us make sure this works for the admin team. My new alphabet is GL through K, and you will be working with myself and Miss Levin. L through N, the simplest of the alphabets, is Glenn Flowers, and he is working with Mr. Ship. The next alphabet is O through SH, and that's Miss Cahoon and Miss Sanchez. And then to round it out, SI through Z, and that's Miss Geyer and Miss Wilson. Again, I'll move this information to the front page of the website here in about 10 minutes. That is a pretty big change, but we think everybody will get used to it before too long. It's a delightful group of humans. So thank you again. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. And we will be back with you at lunch. Bye.